Hello and welcome to our DuckTales retrospective episode.
Hello.
How you doing, Faby?
I'm doing all right. It's been a while, and it's also really hot.
Yes, because we are recording this, bring it back on topic.
Yeah.
On August 12th.
Yes.
The 4-year anniversary of DuckTales 2017.
Yeah, which was by accident. We did not plan that.
I was gonna be like, we totally planned this.
Yeah.
But I think I publicly tweeted
Yeah.
at Frank Angonis that we didn't.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so just sheer fucking coincidence that this episode got postponed until finally we found time to record,
mm-hmm.
and I learned yesterday that today was the anniversary, and I was like, oh my god, serendipity.
Yes, incredible. Yeah, so today has been, like, it's already been a day of, like, reminiscing.
Yes.
People being, remembering DuckTales.
Yeah, DuckTales, like, the DuckTales was trending on Twitter.
Yeah.
Myself included, people posting about memories of the show,
mm-hmm.
how much the show meant to them, and, like, funny clips and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the point of this episode is a kind of like a full kind of farewell to DuckTales 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Since obviously our last episode was the finale, and we had to talk about the finale.
Yeah.
It's a bit tough to kind of say goodbye on top of how much we already like talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like, for those episodes, we were in the same room.
Yeah.
So, things were even more, like, energetic.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. This episode is being done virtually again, like most of our episodes now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be going kind of season by season,
mm-hmm.
kind of yearbook, what's the term?
Oh, superlatives, yearbook superlative style.
And so MVP, like
yeah.
MVP, like most likely to succeed. Who's going to end up? What are the really mean ones that yearbooks used to have?
Oh, some like
least likely to succeed.
Yeah, least likely to succeed, or things like most likely to go to jail.
Yeah, wow,
that's fucked up.
I was editor in chief of my high school yearbook. And, yeah, those were not allowed.
Yeah, no, yeah, because I was just the yearbook staff in 8th grade, and we were not allowed to do that, like, straight up.
I was also a member of the yearbook staff in 8th grade. And then all 4 years of high school.
Yeah.
Then I was editor-in-chief my last year.
Wow.
I had so much power.
Amazing. No,
I also got carpal tunnel from using the computer so often, because I had to be there on the computer for 3 extra hours every day.
Oh, God. No, yeah, like, I remember when I did it in 8th grade, there was kind of beef, like, between, like, my group of friends and another group of friends, because, like, our teacher would assign us, like, certain pages, or, like, spreads. Mm-hmm. And we would do them, and then the other group would be like, oh, no, that was our page, and they would just change all the photos.
What?
So they would basically, like, let us do, like, the layout, and then they would just put in the photos of their friends. And I'm just like, I'm gonna kill you guys.
Wow. Oh my god, gross.
And then
I took fucking yearbook shit so seriously. I also kept the fun layouts for me.
Yeah.
Like, once I was editor-in-chief, I'm like, the Halloween page, that's all mine.
Yeah. I got to do the Halloween page with my friend, which was really fun. It's like, oh my god.
We have wandered off the topic.
Yeah, we just started talking about yearbooks.
Yearbooks. So, DuckTales 2017.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah. I mean, God, this show has meant, obviously, a crazy amount of meaningfulness to us.
Yeah, like...
That was a sentence.
Like, I think... Like, I always say, like, DuckTales and, like, our friendship are, like, really entwined. Yeah, like, that's not a joke. Like, it really is.
Like, 4 years ago, like, we'd known each other. We met freshman year.
Yeah. 2016? Like, 2015, 16.
Yeah.
It was between that time.
Yeah, and then DuckTales came out a year and a half later.
Yeah.
And, like, a month after the show started, I started bugging you about starting a podcast. And I mean,
like,
here we are.
The year before was just like us. We lived really close, so we'd take the same bus, and we would just talk, and you would just like talk me through episodes of original DuckTales.
Yeah. I created like a cheat
Yeah.
sheet for you of like the worthwhile episodes.
Yeah. And so like I literally remember like when the first episode of 2017 came out, it was available on YouTube.
Still is.
It still is, yeah. So I legitimately like put it on the big TV, you know, and just watched it there. And like we always like would send each other like photos, like blurry, low quality photos of like the episode and stuff, and just reactions. So I still have like a bunch of those, just like good times, you know.
I mean, here we are. God, how many episodes have we done? Christ.
I know.
80 something.
Yeah.
Cause I remember, I'll never forget, because our Let's Get Dangerous, that was about 69.
I think.
I'll never forget, because I read a comment, a review, and that made me realize we had done, that we then had 68 episodes, and the next one was 69. It was an amazing revelation.
Incredible. Yeah.
I just checked iTunes real quick. We have 79 episodes
currently. Wow.
This will be our 80th.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. I think, us and Duck Talks are the only DuckTales podcasts that made it through.
Yes.
Because there were a number of other ones that started right when DuckTales started.
They're like abandoned. They're like one
they're
episode
abandoned.
or
They
a
couldn't.
couple.
They couldn't cut it.
Yeah.
The rigorous pace of the show.
I mean, at some point, it really was, because it's like, oh, no episodes for months, and then here's 8 episodes. 8
in a week.
Yeah.
Our recording schedule is all over the place.
Yeah.
But it wasn't helped. It was not helped by the week-long releases.
Yeah, at all. Like,
I'd be warning, like, oh shit, new DuckTales, and be like, oh shit, so much new DuckTales.
Yeah.
It'd take us like 5 months to recap. And it did.
Yes, it very much did.
Yeah.
And then we would skip because we got too excited about certain things.
Just Darkwing.
Yeah, it was
we would skip just Darkwing. We would only skip for the Darkwing episodes.
Yeah. So funny. Yeah, like, talking about ducks, so fun.
It's fun. I don't know what to tell you. We're big fans of DuckTales.
Yeah.
You didn't notice. Yeah, I think. Anything else, or should we get into it?
I think we should get into it. Yeah.
All right. So the way we'll kind of be doing this is we're going to go season by season, in kind of a recap, best moments, best character kind of thing, like our least and most favorite things.
Yeah. Category.
That's right.
Like your
there
least
we go.
category.
Categories. Sure.
So first we have, what are your standout season 1 moments?
What are yours?
I think the first one is just kind of the setup of, like, the Della Duck mystery.
Ah.
Which starts, the end of like the premiere episode,
Yeah.
with Dewey's mom.
Yes. That alone was the game changer.
Yeah. Because I feel like I didn't really know where the show was going. I thought it was just going to be, shits and giggles. It's DuckTales. But then I was like, oh, there's going to be, like, a legit, like, thread, and it's going to be Della and her being gone.
Yes, there's an actual mystery to solve.
Yeah.
There is history being rewritten. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah. Definitely. 100%. Just the inclusion of Della Duck in the show itself is crazy. Still, like, I can't believe I still can't believe they did that. Like, it seems like looking back, it's like the only logical thing they could have done.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you have to answer the question of, like, whose kids are these?
Yeah.
You finally have to answer that question. And the show went above and beyond doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like just that moment, or like all like the Della moments, like kind of like the hints.
I think
the first
like
season.
the hints throughout this first season, like them in Castle McDuck, like actually when all the boys find out, like that's also like such a intense, like powerful moment that I think about a lot sometimes.
I love the Della theme. I think it's only used in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a bit in season 2, but the theme that always plays when Della's brought up is really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, a really beautiful piece of music.
What is this place?
The private library of Scrooge McDuck. If there's info about your mom, it's in here.
Mm-hmm.
I assume we can credit Dominic Lewis, the show's composer. Yeah, like I think similarly in the Great Dime Chase, when they find, which they never went back to. We never like went back to the existence of Scrooge's secret like Della chamber.
Yeah.
Remember, there was Della stuff, and then there was some other artifacts in there, but it was clearly like a shrine, like a memorial to Della.
Yeah, we never did go back to that.
It's never brought up again. And especially since Scrooge has apparently just erased all evidence of Della, that he has an entire secret room where we can assume he goes to mourn her, to remember her.
Yeah.
And we never see him in the room. I'm like,
No.
wait, what happened to that room?
Yeah, like what happened with that when she came back?
Yeah.
Yeah. I also have here, like, Celine reassuring Dewey that his mom was a good person.
Yeah.
Like, that, I, like, rewatched that moment, I'm like, that's just a really good moment. Because he's, like, I don't know, like, like, at that point, it's still, like, the betrayal of Scrooge and the family and leaving. And Selena's like, no, like, your mom was great, and she inspired people to be great. Like, she was good. Like, don't you worry about that, you know? I'm like, that's good. Like, thank you, Celine.
Yeah, I know. I love the bits of, like, the small bits of, like, characterization they give Della before she shows up. Mm-hmm. Like, through people that knew her, through Celine, and the photos that Celine gives Dewey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Dewey and Webby investigating team is nice.
Yeah. That's a fun little duo.
Yeah, because I know we harp on Dewey a lot, because
Yeah.
we like all the kids. Like, I don't think we hate any character.
No.
Right?
No, I don't hate any. I don't have any hate in my heart for any of the DuckTales characters.
No. But after a certain, like, we just kind of got sick of Dewey.
Yeah.
After, like, because there was, like, just, like, an oversaturation of Dewey, I think, in the first season. Mm-hmm. To the point where we kind of got sick of him.
Yeah, and sometimes it felt very, like, we get it. Like, Dewey, like, okay, I get the joke. I get your whole thing.
Yeah,
and
like, let one of the other kids have funny things to do.
Yeah, that's why when he would make me laugh in season 3, I'm like, oh, god damn it, like, that's legitimately funny.
He got me again. Damn it.
Like, the legends never die.
Yeah.
I hate that's so funny. Like,
yeah, that was the Split Sword of Swansentine episode. Oof. An episode we really didn't like.
No.
But that line alone almost saved it. It's unfairly funny.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I love that. Just like Ben Schwartz, like like he's just like a really likable guy and a really likable voice. If he wasn't voicing the character, I would have maybe hated him. Honestly. Ben Schwartz's performance really does a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's just fun. Like, it's just, yeah, he gives it a lot of life. That's the thing, too, like, the cast for this show, it's amazing.
This cast is beyond.
Yeah.
David Tennant is Scrooge.
Yes!
Like, we didn't, like, I didn't know who they could get to, I mean, fill Alan Young's shoes to kind of step into the role. I mean, David Tennant is just such an obvious and perfect choice. He does a fantastic job. Like, I can't imagine Scrooge now not being voiced by him.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll be, like, watching, like, David Tennant's other shows, and I'm just like, you're Scrooge McDuck!
It's Scrooge! Yeah, I mean, Toxel Gundoye as Beakley. I think Beakley is, I mean, I guess, kind of veering off subject of season 1 really quick. I know, just in general, like, Beakley is just one of my standout favorite core cast characters. Largely through Talk's performance.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, she brings
it's
a lot
incredible.
of, like, I don't, it's, yeah, she brings a lot of, like, the character's funny, but she brings a lot of weight to the character. Like, whenever she's around, really, whenever the character's around, things are typically going to get more serious.
Yeah. Like, she's here to get shit done.
Yes.
And there's going to be a tonal shift because of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, she's great.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. I mean, standout moments of season 1.
That's the thing. I found myself, like, not talking about moments, but talking about arcs.
That's fair. I mean, I think that's totally fair.
Because, like, Lena. Like,
yes.
Just Lena as a whole, I was surprised. Because, you know, she's, like, this original character, and she's just so good. Like, I always, like, forget that I love her so much. Because she has such great moments and great story to her.
Yeah, and I'm still very proud of the fact that we guessed she was like a homunculus like creation of Magica and not blood related.
Yeah. Incredible.
I'm very proud of that. Just putting that out there. One of our few guesses that was accurate.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, Lena is a victim of abuse. Lena is a victim of abuse, and that is made very plain throughout the show.
Yeah.
And again, we watching season 1. It took me by surprise. I kind of forgotten how prevalent she is in the show. In season 1. I mean, I think it's episode 4 or I think 5 is Birthday Beagle Massacre.
4.
4? Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's introduced. Magica's introduced as our our overarching season villain in the same episode. And I mean, kind of obviously Lena and Magica are kind of intrinsically linked throughout the first season. And we don't get much. I think we've mentioned before, we don't get a lot of Scrooge and Magica interaction in season 1. We don't get until the finale when Magica is released from the dime.
Yeah.
But we see the threat of Magica through her abuse of Lena.
Yeah, we see how much of a terrible, just straight up terrible person she is through everything that she wants Lena to do and does to Lena.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I rewatched bits of The Other Bin.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like I forgot about the Webby doll.
Yeah.
To watching it.
Fucking haunted doll watch in that episode. Yeah. So in the episode, Lena's worst nightmare is conjured by the dream catcher in The Other Bin, and her worst nightmare is Magica being freed and Lena killing Webby.
Yeah. Like insanity that they did this in a child show.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, Webby's turned into a doll into like her 1987 design, which is cute. And Lena like incinerates her, kind of by accident.
Yeah.
Without meaning to.
I'm like, oh my god, like what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. And just like when Magica possesses her, is just it's so awful. And obviously in Moonvasion, it's shown with a much more like a greater level of horror. In that, like, Lena has to vomit Magica up every time.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. And I mean, and I think we talked about it before that, I mean, I never felt that Lena kind of got like an actual resolution. At least compared to how I guess, like I said, how prevalent she was in season 1. She was in, I mean, Birthday Beagle Massacre, Jaw Ka-Ching, The Other Bin, Terror the Terrafermians. Did I say The Other Bin?
Yes.
Moonvasion. Those episodes alone that I can remember off the top of my head. That's 5-6 episodes. So that's a good chunk of episodes.
Yeah, and she was like pretty much the main like character for a lot of them. Like she had a lot of importance to the character, to the episode,
like her first starting off obviously as an antagonist. She is she's using Webby, she's manipulating Webby, but after a certain point obviously she comes to genuinely care about Webby and feels guilty for this whole ruse she's putting on to basically doom the entire family in exchange for her freedom.
Yeah,
but then and then we don't see her again in season 2 until Friendship is Magic, which is quite a while afterwards.
Yeah, which I mean that is a really good episode.
Yes,
I do love that episode. And then what's her next episode?
Do we not see her again until Moon Invasion?
We might not.
I think so. We know she's adopted off-screen by Violet's dads in season 3.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not until Moon Invasion. Oh wait, no. Nightmare on Kilmorder Hill.
Oh right, that's another really good episode.
That's really good.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that point though, we don't know where she's living.
No. Sleepover.
And indefinite, I guess, until she's adopted off-screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think, I don't know, I really enjoyed Lena's arc. It was intense. Like, way more intense than I was expecting.
Oh yeah, like especially, well, in season 2, but like Nightmare on Kilmorder Hill when she's like afraid of becoming like Magica.
Yeah,
that's so intense.
Yeah, I think considering how much we got of the trauma of that she goes through, all the stuff she goes through with Magica, I don't know, I think I would have liked a more concrete resolution of her being in a safe, loving family.
Yeah.
Especially considering in Shadow War, Scrooge offers her to let her join his.
Yeah, and then
and I'm like, wait,
never goes anywhere.
Yeah, because then she dies, quote unquote.
Yeah,
and then that's never brought up again. And I'm like, wait a minute,
bring that back. Scrooge.
Yeah, wait, that's a plot point. Bring that back. But even then, I think it's a really strong, I don't know, arc. A really strong arc. Yeah, I mean, it's an aspect of the show that I was not expecting.
Yeah, same.
I didn't think to expect, and I don't know. I mean, it's really good. It's really strong.
Yeah. I was always very interested by her episodes.
Yeah.
Phantom and the Sorceress, but
yeah, that's season 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think would we consider Lena our favorite kid of the season?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, Dewey doesn't cut it.
I put Dewey LOL. Nah.
We don't hate Dewey.
No.
There's just too much of him.
Just again, know that neither of us chose the Dewey doll when we bought the DuckTales kids.
Yep.
And to this day, neither of us owns Dewey.
Yeah, neither of us have one. I have Huey and Webby.
Yeah, and I have Huey and Louie, and I really want a Webby, but she's like $70 on eBay nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have bought them all when we had the chance, when the Disney stores were rife with them.
Yeah, when the Disney store employees were like, yeah, you should just buy them. And we didn't.
We didn't. Like fools. Like utter fucking fools. We didn't.
They're so well made. Because the Target ones, if y'all ever saw them, were so janky looking.
They're so wonky. Oh my god. Yeah. Terrible.
But yeah.
Yeah. Dewey is technically the default kid of the season, but we really know it's Lena.
Yeah, it's Lena's time to shine.
I think so. Best hero of the season.
Best hero. Gizmo Duck.
Gizmo Duck. Yeah, season one's interesting since I'm lucky there's no heroes because season 1 is the introduction of Gizmo Duck. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting just because it's the introduction of Gizmo Duck as obviously the new Latino, we can assume, I think Cuban.
Yes.
Gizmo Duck. And then also the introduction of Darkwing Duck as a TV show within the universe.
Yeah.
Do you remember the confusion and insanity that brought about.
Yeah.
Like, everyone online being like, no Darkwing? No Darkwing in the show?
Which I think it led to a lot of fun, like, little moments, because I liked all the, like, the little cameos, like, the little, like, posters, the little mentions of Darkwing Duck as a show.
Launchpad's bobblehead.
Yeah, I love his little bobblehead, which I still want. Yeah, like, that was fun. And then still when they, like, twist it again in season 2, I'm like, oh, God.
Damn. Yeah, God, 100%. Gizmoduck is the best villain of the...
Villain! Oh my God.
Best hero. Yes, I jumped ahead. Best hero of the season. Yeah, I mean, I still love Beware the Buddy System.
Yes.
Which you said before is it's a Launchpad episode, but it is Gizmoduck's origin.
Mm-hmm. That episode still makes me cry.
Oh no. Such a good episode.
Yeah, it's so funny, but also like it gets deep.
Yeah, like it's again, so like a Launchpad episode, but it gives us a really, I think, a really nice insight into Fenton before he becomes Gizmoduck.
Yeah.
So we get his character before we're in Who is Gizmoduck. But by the time we're in Who is Gizmoduck, we know who Fenton is. We know kind of what he's about, and we actually see him obviously in Who is Gizmoduck fully become Gizmoduck.
Yeah. Get into that role and like what it means to be a hero is like the big question.
I have so many ideas, but I try too hard hoping at least one of them will stand out. Just vomiting them out at random like, blah, solve world hunger, blah, infrared toothbrush. I just want to help people, you know? Make them better.
I really admire, I mean, I'm a huge fan of superheroes in general. I grew up with superheroes as long as I can remember. Literally, I grew up watching X-Men and Iron Man and all these, I basically grew up with, like, the MCU. Like a lot of people did.
Yeah.
And even pre-MCU, so the X-Men movies, the X-Men animated series, Fantastic Four.
I was more of a pre-MCU, and then I dropped off for a couple years, and then in my late teens, I rejoined the Marvel Universe. But yeah, like, Fantastic Four was, like, one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Yeah,
I love that.
I will still defend the first one. It's fun.
Same, it's so fun. And then,
it's better than the new one.
Yes.
That I don't know who directed it or who was involved because I never watched it. I know it's better.
I watched it. I fell asleep through it. It's the only movie that I've fallen asleep through in theaters.
That's all you have to hear.
Yeah.
That you fell asleep during a superhero movie. And you weren't 50 years old.
My friend made fun of me because they're like, you fell asleep through like the big action scene. And I was like, yeah, that just tells you how bad it is. Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, I love like Wolverine as a child a lot. Also disappointed by that movie. But like, yeah, like the X-Men.
Who wasn't?
Yeah.
So I grew up really loving superheroes. I mean, I still am and was impressed by how DuckTales did superheroes. Starting off really with Gizmoduck. And considering who Gizmoduck was in the original series, that's a pretty big feat. Because I love Gizmoduck in the original series. He was one of my favorite characters. Yeah, still, like, he's great.
Yeah.
But he's a dumbass. And he's Gizmoduck really just for, like, a job.
Yeah. He doesn't go into this being like, I want to help
people.
Which is what we get told by Fenton, that he wants to help people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's a really admirable quality, obviously, in a hero, but also I don't know, like this is one of the first things we learned about the character before he even has any of the super power, strength, suit, whatever. I don't know, it just makes Fenton really stand out to me as just as a hero in terms, and in the grand scale of all of these superhero things we get.
I think it's just so nice to be reassured again that superheroes can just be good, and you don't have to see superheroes like in a cynical light. Yes, the world sucks, and like realistically heroes, whatever you want to say about realistic heroes. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to just watch heroes be actually good people.
It's like the argument of Superman. Like, that Superman isn't a power fantasy, he's an altruism fantasy.
Yes. That's
So,
specifically
like,
who I was thinking of.
Yes, Superman is the pinnacle. Like, if he's well done, he is, like, the best hero ever. So, yeah, like for letting heroes just be altruistic because that's what they want to do.
Yeah,
it's great. And, I mean, Who is Gizmoduck is a fantastic episode.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we meet Mama Crackshaw, Mama Cabrera.
Yes.
And voiced by Selenice Levia. She's fantastic.
Yeah. I literally wrote that. I'm like, Mama, like, I love her. Like,
yeah.
She's great.
Oh my god, she's great. And also that episode fully establishes Fenton as Gizmoduck, and that's really great.
Yeah.
And he gets his, like, end credit Nick Fury being recruited to the Avengers moment with Scrooge at the end.
That's so fun. Yeah, and I love, like, Huey's involvement in that episode. It's also great. He's like, no, like, you said you were a hero, so, like, actually be a hero. Yeah.
Oh my god, his confrontation with Huey in the park.
Yeah.
He wants him to throw away his faith in him.
And, like, I'm pretty sure we've said it before, but, like, this episode just felt like a movie.
Yeah.
Like, it just did.
Yeah, it has all the arcs of, like, a full-length movie just, like, put into a 20-minute episode and put together really well.
Yeah. Can never forget Mark Beeks being racist.
Mark Beeks being racist. Oh my god. We'll get to Mark Beeks in a bit, but yeah, just, I just remember watching and being like, did he just...
I remember being like, no, pause, like, the magical girl transformation.
Yeah.
Did he just say what I think he said?
Did Mark Beeks just commit a microaggression and then have a Sailor Moon transformation sequence? Wait. No.
Like, I don't think that's allowed.
No. Yeah, a dose of realism I was not expecting from DuckTales.
Yeah, no, same. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, and then obviously Fenton. We've talked about Fenton a ton. Like,
yes.
Go listen to any of our Gizmoduck episodes. We like Fenton, but he is not a Latino superhero. He's a superhero who is Latino.
Yeah.
Like,
we talk. I think being with the buddy system is where our podcast length started to go off the fucking rails.
Yep. Real early on.
And yeah, like, because I think I probably said it back then, but, like, to me, growing up, you know, Latina, I never heard that message until, like, in my teens from actually comedian Gabriel Iglesias, who, like, famously says, like, you know, I'm not, like, a Latino comedian. I don't make, like, you know, he's not, like you know, like, a Latino comedian. He's, like, a comedian that happens to be Latino.
Yeah, like, his whole personality and character doesn't revolve around him being Latino.
Yeah. And I remember that just, like, was a moment of, like, like, I feel that. And so to see that same message in, like, a show that kids will watch is, like, super important to me. Because, like, you're not defined by one thing of your identity. Yes, your identity, like, builds your character and it does impact who you are, but, like, you don't have to, like, let people and society just shoehorn you into a little category. And it's great.
And that's super great. Yeah. I think in terms of, like, comparing him to another superhero, he probably reminds me the most of, like, obviously Iron Man, but the Blue Beetle, because the Blue Beetle I believe is Mexican, and his superhero persona has nothing to do with him being Mexican Latinx. He has, like, an alien super suit on. Like, the alien doesn't care if he's Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then compare that to a hero like Vibe, who I believe he's also DC, who his whole kind of thing revolves around, from what I recall, like, music and him, like, being Latinx. Like, I don't know, like, it's beyond the fact that there are very few well-known Latinx superheroes and characters in general.
It sucks when you're like, oh yeah, your whole character is based on, like, a stereotype.
Yeah.
Like, your gimmick is a stereotype.
Yeah. And so obviously, like, just choosing to make Gizmoduck Latinx was a huge choice and a really great one.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, the fact that he is a scientist and he wants that to be, like, known, and that's like a thing that's important to him. Like he doesn't want to give up being a scientist inventor to just be a hero. Like that's also I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. No. That 100%. That's also like that gets more into like season 2 stuff. But yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so we did best hero, best kid. Who is the best villain of season 1?
I put Magica.
Yeah.
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 She's just like extremely fucked up the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh.
Feed my power, Dark Eclipse. Free my form from the abyss. Dormant magic now unchain. The Shadow Queen, be whole again! Yes! The magic! The body! I'm back!
I loved that they made her green.
Yes. Yeah.
I just love
that.
it.
I love
It's so
her
good.
character design. Her like choppy bangs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
She just ransacked the Hot Topic 15 years ago.
Honestly. Yeah, and she just kind of like a shadow pun, but like she like looms over the first whole season, and I really like that.
It's Catherine Tate, right?
Yes, Catherine Tate.
Yeah, and she does such a good job. She is just so unhinged.
Yeah, I love
it's so
that.
fun. It's so much fun. Because obviously Magica, in 1987, is Eastern European of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
She's voiced. Who says the voice? June Foray.
Yes. My Google finally loaded right in time.
Yeah, obviously, it's vaguely Eastern European, and the voice is obviously done by the iconic and extremely talented June Foray, who passed on in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
But and also then Magic in the comics is also different. I don't know. Just Catherine Tate just really brings a, much more. I don't know if memorable, but a very distinct flair to Magica.
Yeah.
That is scary, but also really funny.
Mm-hmm. Like it's very like campy.
Yes.
It just reminds me of like very like dramatic, but also like menacing when she can be like extremely menacing.
Yeah.
And just funny. And yeah, I'm like Catherine Tate with that.
Yeah, she's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, and again, I love her design. I love that she's green.
Yes.
Like, she's not green any other time, like in the comics or in the original DuckTales. And I know it's related to, like, her magic. And I'm like, I don't know, it's just a good choice to make her green.
Yeah.
Like, Wicked Witch of the West.
Yes,
like,
yeah. Like, I love that. I love that, like, witchiness that she carries. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. She's just so much fun.
She's funny and legitimately scary.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would have liked from Magica, like, the extra thing I would have liked, was giving her and Scrooge more scenes, like actually giving us their backstory, because we don't get how we don't learn kind of how they know each other until the like last episode of season 3 before the finale. Obviously it's the life and crimes of Scrooge McDuck. So we know how they meet, but I'm like, wait, how do we get from that to Scrooge being kind of responsible, not responsible, but like party to her brother's disappearance and possible death, to him like sealing her in a dime. How did we get from happen? A to C?
Because we never really get that, so I'm just like, okay. I mean, because then I'm like, valid, okay, she wants to hunt him down, but also like, how did that happen?
Because we don't get anything of their backstory in the Shadow War, besides the fact that Scrooge sealed her up in the dime, which, fair, she's evil. But, like, what else is there? We don't learn anything else, which was a bit of a bummer. But the character herself is great. And let's see, and so for season 1, best original villain for season 1.
Ooh, I was like reading my notes. I put Heron. Yeah. Because she's just, again, women who are, like, deranged seems to be, like...
That's the vibe we're going with for season 1. I mean, she's similar to Magica in that respect, but just, like, science instead of magic.
And she's just, like, a fun character. And she gets, you know, more fun season 3.
Yeah.
But as, like, an original season 1, I'm just like, hell yeah, girl.
Yeah, I love her introduction. I mean, it's Confidential Case Files, which is a fantastic episode on its own.
Mm-hmm.
We get, I mean, can I say, the sluttiest Scrooge. I mean,
Yeah.
when we're introduced to him, he's been up all night partying, and he's definitely hungover.
Yeah.
There's a martini glass that we pan over. I'll never forget. We pan over it for 1 second.
Yeah.
And when we go back, it's gone because S&P jumped in before we could actually have it in focus in the scene. But
Yeah. Yeah, and she's just like...
yeah, because she's introduced as like the 1960s spy, the Avengers, Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah.
era.
Mm-hmm.
And it just carries through like her character for the rest of the show.
Yeah. Incredible.
I think for me, my favorite season 1, I want to say Zeus, just because he's just hilarious. But
You always quote that line.
it's so funny. This is my favorite, one of my favorite lines from the show, and the Spear of Selena episode when he gets insulted by Scrooge. Put it in here.
A little salty.
Dip's not good enough for you, mortal! You offend Olympus!
But I think okay, I'll say Mark Beeks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite original villain. Like creation of obviously DuckTales 2017. Because he is obviously he sucks, obviously.
Yes. Yes.
But he's like I love to hate him. Because actually we don't hate any characters in the show. Because they're all like funny. Like all the characters are good in like some regard. And Beeks is very funny. I hate him, but he's funny.
I hate him. I hate his bag of rice joke because it's so fucking funny. It's so funny. And I'm just like, for what, Mark? For what?
For what? But yeah, I think he's I don't know, for like, obviously, so bringing DuckTales, bringing Scrooge McDuck into the modern age, literally. I think we've talked about before how DuckTales 1987 is kind of set in a Toontown world. It's not set in any actual time period. It's set like in a kind of nebulous 1940s comic book. Like, technically, I guess, modern day place.
Yeah.
While this current DuckTales is very much set in the modern day. It's set at like Duckburg, St. Canard, Cape Suzette, they're actual cities. And so having Mark Beeks be this tech billionaire influencer, Mark Zuckerberg type of character makes a lot of sense. Like for the age that they're in, like this is what billionaires look like now.
Yes,
And
that's
so it makes,
what I like. He's a very like realistic in a sense, and it's not like in a like it never feels like forced relatability.
No,
like it's always very much like, yes, billionaires nowadays are like that.
It's not quite satire and it's not quite parody. It's somewhat toes kind of the line because like Waddle looks like the Google office without hitting you over the head with it. And
like the Apple kind of like phone.
Yes, and it's a little too zany to like really be like parody. It's parody, but like it's a little too zany. It's too zany to like be annoying or to like hit you over the head with it.
Yeah. It's never like like other shows. They do very like discussion of billionaires, tech, whatever, and it's very like roll your eyes, kind of corny. Yeah, it's just very subtle in the. This man is an asshole.
I just always found him really funny. Like he's sad, but he's funny. Like when we first introduced him, his like infinite phones. Whenever they get destroyed, he just has another one. He just pulls out of a pocket. Yeah. So like the infernal internship of Mark Beeks has him meeting Glom Golden Scrooge, and then not having time for him because he is a he's a new kind of billionaire that they have no interest in getting to know.
Yeah. I'm glad
And
he
I'll
took one
forget
for
him.
the teams.
Yeah, yes, it took one for the team. I mean, just alone the scene of him leaping for his phone over the edge of the building while a mimicry of Ave Maria plays.
Yeah.
And he types #YOLO as he falls and then cradles the phone to his chest. Like, that alone. Yeah, I mean, that alone, I'm like, fine, God. The character's funny. Are you happy? So, best episode of the season.
The last crash of the century.
Damn it! Let's choose something else. Speak of the last crash.
Speak. Like, it's just so, like, dramatic and intense, but also, like, there's some funny moments, and just, it's poetic. Like, I was rewatching bits of it, because I don't have time to rewatch the whole series at the moment, but, like, I love, like, the scene where, the sun chaser is tipping, it keeps moving, and so when, like, Dewey is, like, on the wing of the plane, and he, like, tells Scrooge, like, tell me about my mom, and then they do it, and then you see, like, the sun chaser rebalance itself, and then everything goes to hell, when things get bad, and then just, like, it, again, like, just the whole plane collapses.
The metaphor.
They come, like, the metaphors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great episode. It's so sad.
My answer's also Last Crash.
Yeah, it's great. It's just, like, I remember us being like, I didn't think this show would go there. Like, that hard. Because I knew they had to eventually confront Scrooge about everything that has been going on with their mom, with Della. But I didn't expect it to be so, like, real. Yeah.
Oh my god. So I just, like, I don't know, I kind of, like, for, like, a minute, like, blanked on the last, like, 2 minutes of the episode.
Yeah.
Which you're, like, where they're like, oh, you're already on the ground, kind of, like you're starting to cry. Oh, let me just get you in a headlock and start punching you in the face.
Because, like, I remember when, Scrooge says this whole story of, of Della and what happened. And you straight up see in his face that the reaction from the kids is not what he expected. And it completely throws him off. And he reacts badly.
Yeah, he gets super defensive, Because he ends his story kind of on a positive note. Like, even though Della's gone, even though he didn't speak to Donald for a decade, like, the kids are finally back in his life. Things are kind of moving forward.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, okay, so you killed our mom.
Yeah. And to me, it feels so realistic because they're kids. They're like 10 years old and they've never known their mom and they're learning so much information about her.
Like, all at once. Like, after getting, like,
all at once.
Bits and like, having to dig for, like, scraps of information about her.
Yeah. And so when you get told, like, hey, even though it's not true, like, Scrooge did not, like, cause her to be lost, I can relate to how it feels that way. And then he lashes out at the kids, and then he lashes out at Webby.
Yeah, and then Beakley lashes out at him.
Yeah.
And it all falls apart.
And then Launchpad is like, guys, the plane is literally gonna crash.
He's like, hello! Did you forget we're in a teetering airplane? Several thousand feet up in the air?
Because that's also what I like about the episode, that Launchpad is, like, an adult.
Yeah, he's the only one with perspective, like, the whole time.
Yeah.
Because Beakley's on Scrooge's case, like rightly so for most of it. But at the end, she also kind of gives into the emotion, too. Well, like, Launchpad's the only one with perspective, like, the whole time, trying to keep things...
stable.
Keep things calm and stable, Yeah, like, when Scrooge and Beakley are arguing in front of the kids, Launchpad is the one to, like, oh, distraction! Here, kids, Darkwing!
Yeah.
Watch some cartoons! Don't ignore the adults arguing in the front.
Yeah. And then... then you're like, okay, that was, like, the emotional weight of the episode.
Yeah.
And then it ends even sadder.
Yeah.
Like, just the world's saddest montage.
Oh my god. montage. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. I mean, like I said, like, they get you in a headlock at the end and just punching you in the face. Yeah, I mean, Scrooge going to that room, which, again, it's never explained what the fuck that room... What's with Scrooge and all these secret rooms that are never explained? Whenever I watch it, I'm like, wait, okay, why does he have a key for this specific room? Why is it all dusty? Why is everything covered in sheets?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this room? It's never explained. Anyway.
No, yeah.
I still believe it would have been the boys' nursery. That's what I'm going to believe.
Yeah, that's...
Why the fuck was it locked?
Yeah.
What is this room? The drama?
I think that's all. Yeah, exactly. So he can dramatically open this door. But I think it was a nursery.
This is the comic book reference room.
Yes.
I think it's the night on... Is it the Christmas at Bear Mountain?
Yes.
I think is the reference that it's referencing. The Scrooge's first ever comic book appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, I think The Richest Duck in the World, the last chapter of Life and Times, which references Christmas on Bear Mountain. But yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, that whole sequence of, like, Scrooge, yeah.
I was rewatching it, and I was just like, oh, I forgot that, like, as this sad montage of what happened to Della is happening, he's hearing all of the kids and Beakley tell him that he's like a piece of shit.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit. You didn't do enough.
Yeah.
You're the reason our mom is gone. While we see everything he tried to do to bring her back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until he was forced to stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then entered a deep depression about it.
Mm-hmm.
You're the richest duck in the world! Why didn't you send up more ships to look for her? Then you encouraged her to keep flying through a cosmic storm? You could have called her down. There were too many variables. So you're the reason our mom is gone. Cheap old Scrooge probably bailed as soon as it put a dent in his money bin.
Well, you've successfully pushed your family and everyone who cared about you away. Again. I hope you're happy.
I am.
God, just the whole reveal of Della, everything Scrooge did to try to bring her back, and that he didn't tell the boys.
Yeah.
In that moment, I don't know if he like he didn't defend himself with with telling them all the things he did try to do, because I don't know because it got so emotional.
Yeah, like there was just no time to get into the actuallys of the situation.
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't think the kids would have wanted to hear it anyways. They were also extremely emotional. Yeah,
they were like dead set on blaming Scrooge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the episode itself is a literal bottle episode, because for 95% of the episode, they are stuck on the plane. And I mean, and just the whole metaphor for the family having, when they're working together, when they're agreeing and, helping each other, the plane is stable. Yes. When they aren't trusting each other, when they're at odds with each other, the plane is tipping all over the place until it crashes. Mm-hmm. Because they're broken. Mm-hmm. Like, the trust between them is broken. Yeah. Oh my god.
Amazing.
Yeah, God, still an incredible episode. I think definitely still on the, top 5.
Yeah.
Of the whole show.
Overall.
Yeah. Alright, for our next topic. Mm-hmm. So what was the best change or transition from the comics or from DuckTales 1987? This can be a character, this can be a plot point, building location, blah, blah, blah.
For me, it's Beakley as a whole.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Just, yeah. The superior Beakley.
On site. I remember seeing Beakley and I'm like, oh shit, she's a brick shit house.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just great, because original Beakley is just kind of, what do I even say about her? You know who she is.
Sad sack.
Yeah.
I mean, she's prissy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not...
I just see these two different Beakleys and I'm like, I don't even know who you are to the first one.
Ooh. And then also, like, original series Beakley, she was often used as, like, a fat joke.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so, like, obviously, rampant fat phobia in, like...
all of the 80s.
Yes, all of the 80s. Up until, like, there was a point where, like, in animation, it wasn't allowed anymore. Because they're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be showing kids. It's cool to make fun of fat people.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't do that anymore. Maybe that's kind of mean.
Stop.
And wrong. And people actually suffered consequences from fat phobia. So, original Beakley sucks. She's, like, one of the worst. Is she? Okay. Doofus gets a pass because of that falling scene. That alone redeems his whole character.
Oh boy, yes, let's get him. It's so exciting. I love it. Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, though he's also, again, a fat joke.
Yes. But that scene alone, do you feel it redeems his character compared to Beakley?
Yeah. Because Beakley doesn't do anything.
She doesn't do anything. She just runs around screaming and fainting.
Yeah.
And complaining.
Yeah. I was thinking about how, like, even Scrooge gets in on the fat jokes about her.
Yes! Everyone does. Everyone does.
Yeah. Just fuck.
God. Best change. Okay, I was gonna say Gyro, because he's, like, a piece of shit in this, and it's fantastic.
Yes.
And he was just kind of, like, a nice nerd in the original. He was fine.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't boring, but he was kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think I'm gonna say Webby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Webby in the original series is called by the boys a tag-along.
Yeah.
And this is before, like, and it's so funny seeing this compared to, this is 1987, and what the next Disney Afternoon show was Tailspin? I think? Oh no, Chip and Dale. Chip and Dale, but I don't like Chip and Dale, so I'm gonna skip Chip and Dale. But, like Tailspin with, like, Molly.
Yeah.
And it's comparing these characters. Molly is such a better written character and is, like, not hated by the other kids. Versus Webby, who is just hated by Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They hate her. And like, they make fun of her. And they shun
tell you that's
her.
wrong.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you should hate her because she's a girl and she likes pink.
Yeah.
And
stupid.
she's stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know. Webby's kind of dumb in the original series.
But she is, like, a little girl. So I'm just like...
she is younger than the boys, but even then, like, come on. You don't have to make her stupid.
Yeah.
She and Scrooge are really cute. Like, like right away, Scrooge is like, oh, I have another niece. Cool.
That's sweet.
But that's, like, the only positive aspect of the character, really.
Yeah.
So, obviously, here in the written, just making Webby a fully realized character. And there's, looking back at, say, like, the Day Trip of Doom was, like, was her real, like, introduction to the boys, like, her real, like, really showing us what their dynamic would be.
Yeah.
And showing that introducing her as this awkward, isolated kid who wants friends, who wants family, and the boys being wary about her, but ultimately welcoming her, and her becoming a member of the family.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, now Webby's great. She's also can kill a man on sight, which is fun.
Yes. Just give me more weird little girls that are also deadly.
Yes.
In animation, please.
Yeah, just give them all grappling hooks.
Yeah.
And let's see, our last topic for season 1. What episode was this season missing?
Ooh. Do you have one on site?
I think I wanted an episode where Scrooge and Donald got to not only interact on a meaningful level, but have like actual, have like a resolution to their whole conflict of Della being gone and them not speaking for a decade.
Yeah. Because what is Donald doing? Just fixing the houseboat, right? Most of it.
Yes, I think all he's doing in season 1. And I had really high hopes for Scrooge and Donald's interactions based on the first episode.
Yeah.
Just how antagonistic their interactions are, and that Donald kind of gives as good as he gets.
Yeah.
And that his and Scrooge's relationship is firmly antagonistic. I mean, all of the premiere, really, up until the very end.
Yeah.
Wait, what now?
Make Scrooge McDuck. Remember, no tricks, no lies, no trouble.
Yes, Uncle Donald.
I wasn't talking to you.
But even then, that's not really, nothing's resolved.
No, like, it doesn't fix anything. No,
because the whole mystery of Della, we learn, is hanging over their heads with the reveal of Della, obviously, at the end.
Yeah.
Obviously introducing her as a prominent mystery and a prominent soon-to-be character. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, I really wanted it to be a resolution to them. Since season 2, they get along no problem. And I'm like, wait. What just happened?
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, what the hell? I was like, wait, no, let's not act like they, like, made up in the middle of these 2 seasons. Like, I want to actually see
they made up off screen. Yeah, I think just because it's introduced so strongly in the first episode and then not touched on again, I was like, wait. What just happened? Yeah. And I think, I know we mentioned this way back in our review of the Shadow War, but that Donald has been rebuilding the houseboat all season, but there's no urgency to it.
Yes, that was my other point, that I wanted more, like, a little bit more, like, conflict with the kids and Donald, and maybe being like, by this day, we're gonna leave, and the kids being like, no, we're not leaving. But then when, like, in my head, it's like, when things go down, you know, in Last Crash, then they're like, yeah, okay, we're leaving. Yeah. And that works well.
Because it doesn't make sense for Donald to be so chill with moving back in with Scrooge, considering he's avoided the guy.
Yes.
For a decade, and didn't tell the boys they were even related to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just giving more substance and more weight to his 180 that he has in the Shadow War.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, the moment is a good one in the Shadow War, but I'm just like, what has Donald Duck been thinking?
Yeah.
It needed that.
And to end on a more negative note, what is our least favorite episode of this season?
Terror of the Terraformians.
Yep. I think we're gonna agree on all of our least favorite episodes.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever rewatched it by the time after we reviewed it.
I've rewatched it painstakingly. I think we don't like it because of the Launchpad subplot. Launchpad is like the villain of the episode.
Yeah.
And Magica is in this episode, and I consider Launchpad more of a villain this episode. He creates more problems. It is good for the Lena subplot, giving us more insight, and I think it's the first time Magica speaks too. Mm-hmm. So it's important for that, but yeah, when I rewatched it, I skipped through all the Launchpad scenes.
Yeah, same. I mean, I haven't rewatched it.
Yeah. There's good Huey stuff, but I don't know.
It, like we said, I think earlier to ourselves, it doesn't, like, all, like, the Magicalina stuff and, like, the Huey Webby stuff, it doesn't redeem the rest of the episode.
No.
Because there's other episodes where we're, like, hated, like, the B-plot, but the rest of the episode is amazing.
Like, this is season 2, but the town where everyone was nice, the Gaviatas episode.
Yeah.
I know I despise the B-plot.
Yeah. I was also thinking of, oh my god, I forgot the name of the episode.
What happens?
The whole thing with, like, Bigfoot. I hate that B-plot.
Oh my god, it's the other bin.
Okay.
So you have on one side, Lena thinks she has murdered Webby in a horrible nightmare sequence, and then a frat boy Bigfoot is in the house and won't leave.
Yeah.
Like, they have a fucking squatter in the form of a frat boy Bigfoot, and that's the B plot. Lena gets possessed at the end of that episode.
Yeah. So I'm just like, but like in my mind, like that B plot just does not exist, and the whole episode is good.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and that's like where a case where the A plot completely redeems the B plot. Like, you can completely ignore the B plot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we cannot say the same for Terror of the Terrafermians.
No.
No. And the Terrafermians are a reference to way back in the comics, and then again in 1987, and it's like, no, I'm sorry. You guys also sucked in 1987.
Yeah.
You caused all the earthquakes in California.
Uh-oh.
Canonically in the show.
Yikes.
You suck.
You're the
What
reason
are fault
that my brother
lines?
keeps saying that the big one is gonna come, and I hate
Christ.
him for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. On to season 2.
Yes.
I guess so. Standout moments of season 2.
Yes.
Do you need a refresher on what happens in season 2?
No, I got it. I'm just like,
Okay.
again, arcs instead of. Do you have a specific one you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, one that comes to mind is the reveal of Della being, disabled and being an amputee.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
I remember it being speculated when we got the teaser, the trailer for whatever happened to Della Duck, and people are like, "Oh, they're not showing us her. Is it her right leg?
Oh, I always forget.
It's her left leg.
Left. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Yeah, like, and I remember people saying, "Oh, they're not revealing her left leg. Maybe she lost it in the crash."
Yes.
And then she did.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember that reveal. Yeah, I mean, obviously being intense because really showing us. Because I mean, the whole episode of whatever happened to Della Duck is like a masterpiece of an episode.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, really leaning into the heaviness of her being alone and isolated like that.
Yeah.
And that she lost her leg in the crash, and this is now a character who is disabled, who has a prosthetic leg now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, I always really love the framing of the episode because it's like video journals basically that she's checking in, telling like how it's going, and you just like I don't know, you get like a very I can't words anymore. You get a very like a good feeling of what she's like.
Yes, it's a very honest.
Yeah.
I know depiction of Della because this is our. I mean, that's the first time we really see her.
Yes.
So obviously we see her in bits like, oh, Della, she's alive on the moon. Holy shit! From like the end of season 1.
Yeah.
But which is a standout moment from season 1. We forgot to mention the reveal of Della alive on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, besides that, we've seen bits of her. We saw her as a child in last Christmas, and saw her on the moon repairing the ship. But this is the first episode where it is about 80% Della talking at us, talking at the camera.
Yeah. And it's, like you were saying, like, it's the first time we see her as her, not through other people's memories of her. Mm-hmm. We get to see, like, that determination that she has, that, I wrote here, like, that just badassness that she has. And she's also, like, you feel that she's a mom. Or at least her idea of a mom, which I like the conflict that it leads into. But we see, like, how devoted she is already to her kids. Yeah.
And, I like how she's characterized, and we can see bits of the boys in her. We can see bits of Huey, Dewey, Louie, and bits of Donald, and, like, we see they share the same temper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever happened to Della Duck itself is just an amazing episode.
Mm-hmm. So good.
Do you have another standout moment of season 2?
Yes. The dream/nightmare sequence in the Ballad of Duke Baloney.
Ah, my God, yes.
I think that's just one of my top 5 favorite DuckTales moments.
Yeah.
Just in general. Because it's so good. Like, just like the animation is so incredible. It's surreal. And it's also like super telling of Glomgold as a character. Because I love the moment where he has like the heart-shaped flint and he throws it in to like the furnace, and then all the gold gloms on him, and he just re-becomes Flintheart. He leaves Duke Bologna behind.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
That's... Like, rewatching the sequence, I'm just like... I remember also watching this at night and being like, oh, it's scary.
Yeah, spooky.
But, it's great. Like, I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I still can't believe that they gave Flintheart Glomgold, who has proven to be, like, the most ridiculous villain of the show. Like, I think our favorite, but the most ridiculous villain. I mean, giving him this... I don't know if introspective is the word, but this deep dive into his psyche that we get with his dream sequence, and the whole episode of Ballad of Duke Bologna. That's just so intriguing and so great.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, he tries to drown Webby.
Yeah, he does. He tries to drown Webby.
Yeah.
Glomgold only exists because Scrooge is a cheapskate who believed his own hype and tried to give a poor kid a dime as a symbolic gesture instead of giving him as much money as he wanted because he's the richest duck in the world.
Yeah. And, like, of that episode, like, I love that he has this opportunity to, like, be like, okay, I'm gonna re-become, who I actually am and leave all that.
I'm gonna be, like, I'm gonna choose, like, a healthy, happier life.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna just be happy here, be a fisherman. But he chooses, like, his insane life. Like, he's not Scottish.
No, he's not.
And yet he chooses to re-become, like, he's not that old also, was, like, the fun reveal that he's, like, not as old as he seems.
No, he's, like, just 50 or 60 or something.
Yeah, I was just like, he woke up and chose violence, and I'm like, okay,
He woke up from his second concussion and was like, oh, I'm evil again. It's like, it was the whole joke, oh, I want to be loved, I want to be happy. Not evil again.
Evil now,
I think the next standout moment would maybe get into other things, so I'm gonna move along, I think. Do you have any other standout moments, or should we move along?
I think we can move along, because if we don't, things are gonna get repetitive.
Yep. Alright, who is the MVP of the season? Della?
Yeah?
I think it's Della.
I think it has to be Della, I think. Yeah. Yeah, because I really like the fact that they brought her in and they were like, parenthood is not easy. And it's not going to be easy for you because you've been gone for 10 years. And there's work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
And I like
and the fact that. Yeah, and the fact that her coming in shakes up the dynamic. Because the kids don't quite know how to interact with her.
Yeah.
Showing the fact that she has to work to become a parent and to be responsible and all of that. And then obviously, Paget Brewster does a fantastic job as Della. Della's so fucking funny and good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I mean, back to her being an amputee, being someone who has a prosthetic leg. I don't know, like the way that it's, incorporated into the character, that she obviously builds her prosthesis, that she's shown removing it, and it's something casual that she does.
Yeah, she fights with it.
She fights with it, yeah. It's so she can turn it into a weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such crazy, it's crazy how, like, I don't know how simple it's done.
Yeah,
how simply it's done. So I was thinking if our runner-up MVP should be Mark Beeks, just for the bag of rice joke.
Yes.
So fucking funny.
Oh my god. That episode's also wild.
Yeah. God. Jesus. Doofus Drake's fucking Willy Wonka ass. Alright, best villain of the season. Overall, best villain.
I put Glomgold.
Glomgold!
Yeah.
Glomgold! Glomgold!
Because he just, what was my reasoning? Look at my goddamn notes. I put here he didn't fuck around.
He didn't!
Because
he woke up from his coma and was like, alright, here, I'm on game, I am on point, I am here
to fuck. Because he along with, Duke Baloney, there's also 87-cent solution.
Christ.
In this season. Which he literally, almost kills Scrooge.
Yes, he drives Scrooge to insanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the most convoluted, insane plan that almost works.
Mm-hmm. It almost... I think, that's one of the episodes we like to rewatch together.
Yeah.
It's
so insane.
Yeah.
It's so insane. I mean, all we do is win.
Yeah.
I forget that a scene exists. I forget it's not parody. I watched that episode at 1 a.m. and I thought I was losing my mind.
I lost my mind when they show, the funeral scenes. Well, with the whole, when they get, the news report that Scrooge McDuck has
oh my
died.
god, and Scrooge McDuck has died.
Yeah.
It's yo. And then Scrooge, what is it on Scrooge's, there's, the framed photograph of him.
It's something stupid.
Rest in profit.
Yes.
Rest in profit instead of rest in peace.
I hate it. So dumb. Then he's gonna dance on his fucking coffin.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah.
Good lord. And then fighting with Scrooge over the time teaser and knocking the coffin over.
Dumb.
Yeah, oh my god. I mean, Chester, it's Glomgold in the devil costume.
Yeah, he just knew.
Yeah.
How to get to him. So funny.
And then, it's tempered by the Doomsday Vault where Glomgold just wants to hold Scrooge's hand.
Yeah.
Sending mixed messages here, Glomgold.
It's complicated.
The only way he knows to show affection is by trying to kill people. That's the only way he knows.
The equivalent of that, get out of my school.
Yes.
Yeah.
We never crush on the person, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, Glomgold's a good choice for best villain of the season.
Glomgold! 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 Ha! You thought you had me, Scrooge, huh? Pretending to be a bot in my dreams? Nice try!
I think... There aren't too many new villains in season 2.
Yeah.
Our other villain is Lunaris, which...
There's a reason he's not the best villain.
No, there's a reason. I think my favorite one-time villain is Jim Starling.
Yes.
He is.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Yeah, straight up. He wasn't supposed to be a one-time villain, but...
Yep.
He's just fun.
But he's so fun. Okay, so...
Yes.
It's Jim Starling.
Yes.
This obviously ties into best episode for me of the season, which is The Duck Knight Returns. But Jim Starling is obviously the actor who played Darkwing Duck. Jim Starling is first introduced in the episode Beware the Buddy System. I think episode 14 of season 1. And he's the actor who played Darkwing.
Yeah.
And that's how we know him when we see him briefly on the episode that Dewey's watching. And obviously he is what we think is Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
In the episode, we're introduced to him first. He is voiced by Jim Cummings. Because as we progress through the episode and we're introduced to the character who we will learn is Drake Mallard, there are 2 Darkwings.
Yes.
So, and that can't happen. And so steadily through the episode, Jim Starling goes from morally gray to evil. And the reveal that he is Negaduck is so well done.
It's insane. Yeah.
When I watched it, it completely blew me away. I like watching, like when I watched Dark Knight Returns, my brain was off.
Yeah.
I was not picking up on any foreshadowing. So the reveal that he was negative like blew me away. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but just the progression of his character from, because we started out thinking he's just Darkwing.
Yeah.
Like, it's Darkwing. It's the same voice. He's egotistical like Darkwing.
Yes.
He looks like Darkwing.
My assumption was that he's obviously played Darkwing Duck, who in the show was Drake Mallard. That's just the assumption that you made.
That in the canon of the TV show, Drake Mallard was the alter ego, was the Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. And so when you start getting these hints that something is wrong, that he's not just like kind of like a disappointing star, like a disappointing person to, Launchpad is kind of like hanging out with him and you're just like, oh, Launchpad, I don't think you should hang out with this guy.
It's like, oh, Launchpad, I think he's a bad influence.
Yeah. And he starts, like, I think you see first, like, the laugh that's very Negaduck, but you're like, it's, Jim Cummings doing an evil laugh.
Yeah.
And then you get like the eyes, like that, like weird, insane.
Yeah, the Disney cartoon swirly evil eyes.
Yeah, and then you get like the chainsaw, and you're like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, wait. That also went over my head.
Yeah, same. That wasn't a thing I was expecting. I was just like, like Negaduck does.
Yeah. I didn't even think Negaduck. I'm like, oh god, chainsaw.
Yeah.
But yeah, chainsaw was one of Negaduck's prime weapons besides shotguns. You can't bring guns into cartoons today. So the reveal of him, the ultimate reveal of him being Negaduck, and that this mystery actor is Drake Mallard, and he is the true Darkwing.
Yes,
blew me away. It was so fucking good.
Yeah,
and obviously bummed that Negaduck never came back.
Yeah,
ever. They just left him in the sewer. Guess he died down there.
Oh my god. But I literally remember that like drip, because you see like the drips of paint following him, and he does his like iconic like, if you want me to be the bad guy, I'll be the And then like, he turns and you just see like, because Negaduck is obviously like the yellow reds so drastic, and I'm just like, holy fuck.
He lived long enough to become the villain.
That's his story. Like, he really did, and I'm just like, it had so much potential.
I'm not sure if it was just they couldn't fit him in to a new Darkwing episode, or if it was issues with Jim Cummings himself, since he himself is, to put it lightly, not a great guy.
Yeah, maybe a combination of.
Yeah, everything. they could have recast him. Yeah, like someone else could have done the voice.
Yeah.
But yeah, the reveal itself was great. The character is great.
Yeah.
And let's see. Our next category is best kid of the season.
Yeah. Louis. It's Louis.
It's Louis.
Because I feel like he truly goes through an arc that hits the whole season. And like
literally what I was gonna fucking say. I hate you. I hate you. How do you take words from my brain?
We share a server. Because like
Vulcan mind meld. It's fine.
Like, I think I consider Louis my favorite triplet. Also, he's green, and I love the color green. But he actually grew, and it like carries through other seasons. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, I agree. I think Louis' arc is part of what makes season 2, I think, the strongest season. In terms of, we have Louis' arc and we have Della's arc, and Della and Louis' arc are intertwined.
Yeah.
As well, with Louis having to learn to accept Della in his life. And yeah, Louis' arc starts episode 1, the most dangerous game night, and continues throughout the season, and it's really good. We have Stokely's and Duckburg comes to mind, and then obviously all the last episodes, the leading up to the finale, are Louis-centric. They're great for all of the characters. They aren't just about Louis, but Typhoon, Blomtails, Richest Duck in the World, they carry through. The consequences and the plot carry through to each episode.
Yeah.
And for a really, really great and well done, I think, lead up to the finale, second to last episode with Richest Duck in the World.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Glomtail's having, I think, one of the best moments of the season where Louie wins the bet.
Yeah.
And he gets Glumgold and Scrooge's combined wealth and becomes the richest duck in the world.
Yeah. Insane. I was like, wait a minute.
Flintheart Glomgold won. His name is on all the paperwork, only your name's not really Flintheart Glomgold. It's Steve
Baloney!
Flintheart Glomgold is a fake identity, so all your money, and all your money goes to your new partner, who is... Hold on one sec, just let me check right here. Oh, right. May.
Yeah. I love that. Also, another episode is Happy Birthday, Doofus Drake, when he's just conning.
Yes. Yes, that's right. And Boyd briefly dies.
Yeah.
In that episode. And that's the episode I went on a rant about AI.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence.
Which I still own and have not seen.
Don't. It's a fucked up movie. Well, I think Jude Law's in it.
Yeah, Jude Law. That's why I bought the movie, because Jude Law was in it.
Okay, maybe watch it for him then.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Yeah. Just Louis is great.
Yeah. Let's see. Our next category is best hero.
Ooh. Hero was kind of split. Because, like, technically we don't get a lot of Darkwing. Like,
True.
officially.
Yeah.
But I was like, Fenton also has good moments. It's probably Fenton, I think. Or Gizmo Duck.
Dang! Alright, so Fenton episodes, we have Dangerous Chemistry of Gandra D. Am I forgetting it? Is that it? Is there more?
I
I
think.
feel like I should know this.
Yeah, then he's like in Moonvasion, because everyone is.
I just remember that Randy and Johnny are in Moonvasion. Scrooge recruited actors.
Yeah,
how the fuck did he get them?
Because who else are there? Oh, fuck.
What?
Does Starcules count? Because I would have said
Starcules counts. Starcules counts.
Yeah. Starcules.
you change your answer. It's Starcules.
It's Starcules. Fenton already had it. It's season 1.
Yeah. Starcules and Duckburg. He's like actively like doing hero stuff.
Yeah. He counts. Starcules.
Oh my god. It's so fucking good. It's a fucking good episode. His roommates with Donald. His he can't spell deity without diet apron, which we sell in our store. If you want to go buy that. Gonna plug our store real quick.
And he's just a very caring, soft guy. You know, I always stand for Starcules.
I adore Starcules. Christian Mentapala is just cornering the market on like superheroes and Mickey Mouse.
We love you, Starcules.
I have one quick thing. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Do you think he and Donald ever dated?
Oh.
Like,
I don't think so.
Pre Della disappearing. He's pretty clingy.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I feel like had they dated, he'd be even clingier. Was my thing.
Well, what about New Gods on the Block? He's pretty clingy there.
True. I think, like, if you want to make it sad...
Oh, dang.
I was thinking of, like, what if they were, like, gonna start dating and then Della disappeared and it never happened?
That's depressing. Thank you.
I come here with sad thoughts.
It's great. I think just Starcules is just doomed to one-sided. What was it? One-sided attraction, one-sided pining for Donald forever.
Yeah. I think so.
Sorry, Starcules. Literally the one guy who would not date you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh my god, Starcules. I think we received a couple of Benzino and Starcules fan
we
arts.
did! Because for our Dude on the Block, we had our date, what is it,
our dating show.
Our dating show. Which, who would be a potential date for Starcules to mend the pain of Donald rejecting him. People drew fucking Benzino and Starcules art. Maniacs.
I love it. I have a bunch of them on my phone, and I'm just like I can't even explain to my friends because most of them don't listen to the podcast.
It's so niche. I mean, let me explain who this pig, this race car aviator playboy is first. And this is a Greek god.
Yes.
He's a parody of Hercules.
Mm-hmm. If you can't tell.
Who are other contestants? Oh, I remember Benzino.
Yeah. I think, did we put Gladstone in there?
Maybe Gladstone, I think, yes.
I think.
I mean, Gene would have been a good one, too.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. More crack ships.
Okay.
Yes.
We're done.
Yeah,
we're done with that. Starcules is great.
Yes.
But, my best hero.
Okay.
Of the season, to no one's surprise, is Darkwing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got one episode and then Moonvasion, but, I mean, I love him.
Same.
The Duck Knight Returns is my favorite episode of season 2, and it is just a great job of reintroducing Darkwing, like, kind of reinventing the character, since it's not the Drake Mallard we know from 1991, since, that Drake Mallard obviously is older and is just different. He's a very, very different character.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just this very new take on this character. And again, similar to Fenton, a hero who is acting from a place of compassion, from altruism.
Yeah. I think, like, this show did a very good job with both of them of, like, showing us they're heroic before becoming heroes.
Look, I know this movie's not perfect, but I really want to make it better. Then maybe I can be on the lunchbox that inspires some other kid like me. And a cut of the toy sales would be nice.
Yeah, and I always think of, the fact that he himself is a Darkwing nerd. So he's kind of like, so this Drake Mallard also kind of being a conduit, or like, part of them is like kind of representing part of their audience, like representing the people who grew up watching Darkwing and who love the character and love the show. He's also that. I just remember like the reveal of all of his merchandise and how much I wanted all of it.
Same.
But yeah, but the fact that, I don't know, that it's not that he's a nerd, but it's not something that's made fun of. It's not like a joke. It's not a joke.
No. Love to the passionate people. Like, just love to the passion for Darkwing Duck.
Kind of like, almost like admirable, because we see, it's the way that we see him and Launchpad bond. Obviously in a way that original Darkwing and Launchpad didn't.
Yes. Yeah. Because
here obviously they're equals. The fact that they're equals and they bond over this shared thing, the shared passion that they have. And then I just love his final confrontation with Jim Starling. And yeah, I mean, it's a fun, like, cartoony fight sequence, like very, very Darkwing-esque. But with enough, I mean, there's a point where obviously it does get serious. And yeah, I mean, we just see what this Darkwing is made of, which I think was really well done.
Yeah. Yes.
Alright, and from there we're on to best episode.
Which is kind of a segue.
I already covered that.
Same. I mean,
Duck Knight Returns.
Yeah, Duck Knight Returns. I have another one.
Damn.
But I'll say it.
Okay.
But like, specifically of Duck Knight Returns, like, I just like love like the Launchpad and Drake moments of like building up this friendship, this connection, and then like hyping each other up. Like Launchpad telling Drake that he can be a hero is like seared into my brain. It's just so good. Like the whole episode is just so funny. weird,
so fucking funny,
like concerning, and it just like keeps you on edge. Like I just remember watching it like I remember literally I think it came out on like a Thursday night, and my roommate slash friend was like, do you want to go out and like party? And I was like, no, I have, Duck Night to watch.
I'm sorry, there's a DuckTales episode coming out tonight that I have to watch at midnight. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's like I don't regret it because like the episode is just so good, like just incredible,
Yeah, it's so well done. Like the foreshadowing. I mean, the beginning you have. I mean, we see the final episode of Darkwing Duck ended on a cliffhanger, and it's Darkwing confronted with an evil doppelganger.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the episode, Darkwing fights the evil doppelganger.
Yeah.
That is Jim Starlin.
And it also ends in a cliffhanger.
Yes. Which was never continued.
It was never intended. It was. Yikes.
Accidentally became meta.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's just
good
so
lord.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's such a good episode. Edgar Wright versus the fucking director joke. The Borswan. Forgot his first name.
I don't remember.
It's voiced by the actual living director. Edgar Wright voices the pretentious director.
Yeah, and it's so funny, like...
So funny.
Yeah. And Tad Stone's in it, like...
Oh my god, I almost forgot. Tad Stone's fucking cameo. Holy shit.
I love it. Like,
as the security guard who's never heard of Darkwing.
It's just great, like... Just a lot of, like, cameos and... that pay off really well, and just fun little character moments.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, really fun, like solid throughout, which I really love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I know, I would have said, I think, well, you said you had another one, right, for best episode?
Yes, I have two. But, like I already said before, 87-cent solution. It's just wild.
Yeah.
Just like the whole episode. Like
we from the start.
Yeah.
Start to end. Insane.
Like I already talked about like the sequence with like, Glomgold's plan, but like just Scrooge himself, like David Tennant goes off in this episode.
Yeah, and then the animation really adds to is like just how awful he looks. And I just remember watching, I'm like, good lord, he looks absolute fucking shit.
Yeah.
He looks so terrible.
Yeah.
Throughout the episode. Like, kudos to the animation team.
Like, I always talk about the scene where he's, like, showing them, like, his giant board of, like, everything that's happened, and he's just swinging back and forth, and it's, like, spooky and, like, concerning, because he's not doing well.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god. And also, like...
And his clothes are huge on him.
Yeah.
First, the sneaky scoundrel licked everything in my office and stole my spats. Then, he nabbed my 87 cents, so you think you have everyone fooled, but oh no, not me! I'm on to you!
And I love his, like, call to action that he does.
Yes! Oh my god, yes! The plea to the kidnappers.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? The ransom, like, put on the news.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's, at first, it's like, oh, like, maybe, like, the kids.
It starts off so fucking serious.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, the kids have been kidnapped?
Yeah.
Wait.
It's like a couple of quarters, a handful of dimes.
He held up a picture of him holding this handful of coins, like this specific handful of coins, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely unhinged episode from start to finish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, like the most evil Glomgold has been, but also the most stupid. Like, it's great.
Yeah, no, yeah, but also the most smart he's been.
Yes.
Because the plan almost works.
It almost works! Yeah!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And last I have The Nightmare on Killmotor Hill.
Oh!
Because this has a lot of sequences that I really like.
Yeah.
I mean, we get to see Longleg Huey.
Oh my god, Longleg Huey.
We get to see like Dewey's High School Musical / Grease nightmare.
Genuine nightmare.
Yeah. And then, like, everything with Lena is just so intense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it still surprised me how intense they were allowed to get. I just, I think the one that freaks me out the most is when Magica emerges from the mascot costume in Dewey's dream. It's just so disturbing, the lead up to it.
Yeah, because I like the whole, like, kind of concept of the dream. Because it's very like, yeah, we're in a dream. Everyone is having fun but her. Who is aware.
She's the only one, she's the only one aware of the nightmare. Yeah. That's kind of following her.
Yeah. And then when it's like her worst nightmare of like turning into Magica. Yeah. Like, I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, it's a good episode.
Yeah. And then, I mean, all her friends, coming together to reassure her and to save her at the end.
Yeah, like, I love that when, like, they realize it's her and actually help her. I'm like, that's the power of friendship.
Yes. Power of love.
Yes.
Which, we didn't I don't think we mentioned, like, Webby and Lena's relationship.
Yeah. They're in love.
I mean, being, what?
They're in love.
Yeah, no, it being, I think, inherently, like, romantic. Like, two, like... Yeah, like, two little girls who have a crush on each other, who like each other.
Yeah. I was rewatching bits of Shadow War and the part where she finds her poetry.
Yes.
I'm like, aw, that's so cute.
I think it definitely comes across as, like, two, like, preteen, like, I don't know, if lesbians.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, it's cute.
Let's see, best change or transition from the comics or from DuckTales 1987?
Kind of cheating for this one, because it's from Darkwing Duck.
God, I was about to say you can't do Darkwing! Fine. Whatever.
Because it's obviously, like, the Launchpad Drake dynamic.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've always liked Darkwing, like, original Darkwing and their dynamic.
Yeah, he's great. He sucks,
sometimes I'm
he's
just
great.
like, what?
He sucks, but he's great.
No, yeah. But sometimes I'm just like, are you guys friends?
Yeah. Like, you're treating Launchpad more as, like, a subordinate.
Yeah.
That you don't really like.
Yeah, so I like that they very much meet in this, like, friendship, this connection.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, I always think, of that, like, the first time Darkwing says, let's get dangerous in the original Darkwing, in Darkly Dawns the Duck, it's just him saying it.
Yeah.
Like, Launchpad kind of prompts him to say it. Launchpad's asking if it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
While in Duck Knight Returns, they say it together.
And they're so excited.
Because they're excited, yeah, because they're equals, and they're nerds, they're friends, so, like... Yeah, so that's just that scene. I just think those scenes alone really show the difference in their relationship. Mine, I think, is the Bombi.
Oh,
so the Bombi is a character who was first introduced in Carl Barks comics, and used again in Don Rosa's Life and Times. And again, the character itself is inherently entrenched in racial stereotypes because. Both Carl Barks and Don Rosa were not great about respectfully depicting any character that wasn't white. But specifically in this case, African. I believe Congolese. I believe they're in the Congo. The origins of the Bombi in, I think specifically Don Rosa, is that it is a zombie. Not a corpse, but in this case, someone who is kind of under a spell. And who has become kind of like a puppet for a shaman. And when Scrooge burns down this village in the Congo to get them to sell them the land, and once the villagers learn that it was Scrooge who did this, the Bombi is sent after him, basically to hunt him down to the end of time.
Yeah. And
throughout the comic, throughout Life and Time, Scrooge is constantly avoiding the Bombi and avoiding the consequences of his actions. So that's what the Bombi is in the comics. And obviously they can't have that in DuckTales since also that would pretty much make Scrooge a villain.
Yeah.
No going back from that. Here, the Bombi is in itself it's a separate entity. It's a creature. It's more of like a Solomon Grundy, straight up, not a zombie, but it is a supernatural creature.
Yeah.
Who is, for whatever reason, cursed, or is sent to go after whoever's the richest person in the world. So the title of richest person, being the richest person is a curse.
Yeah.
And that's a really fun concept.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, obviously, to become the richest, you have to give up something of yourself. Whether it's your morals or whether it's a personal failing. In order to be the richest person in the world, there has to be some sort of deep personal failing.
Yeah.
Because you are the richest. Like, you've accumulated so much wealth that you must be fucked up in some way. You don't...
There's something wrong with you.
Yeah, you don't become the richest by being a good person, basically.
Yeah.
So it's a fun concept that the richest person is constantly hounded by this thing. And, like, in Scrooge's case, he runs from it and then locks it away. Like, he doesn't acknowledge the problem.
Yeah.
Which is his own arrogance. Yeah, and then after that leads to Louis, like, his best character moment in the entire show.
Yeah.
Where he humbles himself and stops running from the Bombi and acknowledges that he isn't all-powerful and that his wealth doesn't mean that he himself is the greatest person alive. That his wealth is no, replacement for strength or character.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a great fucking moment. I love that episode. It's Richest Duck in the World. And that when he shines the Bombi's shoes. Like, no tricks, no whatever.
No.
He shines his shoes.
Yeah, just being a decent person, being humble, treating, others with respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah. I was like, Scrooge's various sketchy and bad actions in the original.
In the comics?
Yeah.
And the original, yeah. I mean, Scrooge in the comics is basically, he's the villain. He's an imperialist, capitalist, all that stuff. So, so a lot of the Uncle Scrooge comics are inherently based in this colonialism. Definitely. Even a bit of DuckTales 1987.
Yeah.
Do you have any other comic transition stuff?
I also put here Glumgold as a whole.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, I didn't really care for him in the original, oh
my god, yeah, Jesus.
Cartoon.
He was my least favorite villain.
Yeah, because he's just kind of like Scrooge, but worse.
Yeah, he's just a worse Scrooge, and he's not really funny.
No.
Yeah.
And, here he is the worst, but he's also funny. And sometimes
hilarious.
You're like, you kind of have a point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that he wouldn't exist if Scrooge paid a 12-year-old kid a decent, at least a decent, paid him for services rendered.
Yeah.
For a shoe shine.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, oh my god, yeah, I mean, and I don't know too much about Glumgold from the comics, more, except that he's much more just straight up ruthless, he's not very funny, and that he is obviously South African.
Yeah.
He's a South African, diamond tycoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, yeah, so I do like the fact they brought back him being South African. It's a fun little, comic book reference that if you don't know, it doesn't really matter, but if you know, it's like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
They brought that back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's see, what episode was missing from this season?
I have just Donald. Looking for Donald, or I put something else that has to do with him being missing.
Yeah, because, I'm not sure if we mentioned it here, but, a big aspect of season 2 we have not mentioned is the Moonlanders invasion.
Yes.
The season 2 finale, Moon Invasion, is obviously Lunaris and the Moonlanders invading Earth and trying to launch it into orbit around the moon. And the moment, obviously, the episode, Nothing Can Stop Della Duck, the moment Della arrives on Earth, Donald is yeeted off the planet. They are not allowed to exist on the same interstellar object.
Yeah.
It's not allowed. And I don't know, like the fact that, so obviously Donald is sent to the moon, and the place Della just left from.
Yeah.
But it has no bearing on the plot.
Mm-mm.
Beyond Lunaris briefly using it as an excuse for the Moonlanders to believe him, to believe that Earth is launching an invasion, it never comes up again.
Mm-mm.
The family never learns that Donald was stranded on the moon and not on vacation like they thought. Or if they do learn, it's a brief one-line gag.
Yeah.
And it has no weight on the plot whatsoever.
No.
Beyond the fact that he is just removed from the equation when Della returns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And him being on the moon is just kind of... It helps us get all of Lunaris's and the Moonlanders' exposition.
Yeah. Which is good exposition.
Yeah.
Is the thing, because the episode, it's Whatever Happened to Donald Duck, is a very good episode.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we learn about Donald's anger management classes.
Yeah.
With Jones as his therapist, a reference to Neighbor Jones, his neighbor/rival in the comics, in the Carl Barks comics. I mean, we see how much Donald cares about the boys and the importance of his role as a parent. Like, he acknowledging that, and then he took anger management to deal with a problem he knew he had.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great episode.
Yeah.
And obviously in that episode, we learn Lunaris' plan, finally.
Mm-hmm.
And my problems with how Donald is treated in the show kind of also related to what I think is Lunaris' failure as a villain.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, he is a failure as a villain.
Yeah.
Not because he loses, because of course he loses.
Mm-hmm.
But because he doesn't follow through on the fucking plan he lays out.
Yeah.
Because in Whatever Happened to Donald Duck, Lunaris' plan, unlike most villains, is to target the kids.
Mm-hmm.
He's been watching the family. He's been spying on them with the cameras and whatever the fuck, space technology. He's been spying on them, and he knows the way to get to them, the way to defeat them, is by taking the kids out.
Yeah.
Admiring my handiwork, Donald Duck? You see, most foes would target Scrooge McDuck. They don't realize the key to victory is to take the children out first to break your spirits. Say goodbye to your precious Hubert, Duford, and Llewellyn.
And that is his plan, as he lays it out to Donald. In the most evil, nefarious fashion. And then in the finale, he goes after Scrooge.
Yeah.
And doesn't give two shits about the kids. It doesn't mention the kids. It doesn't mention Della, who he knew and who he has betrayed.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've said it a lot that Della should have been the one that he goes after. Because didn't he say that he wasn't gonna go after Scrooge?
He says straight up, the way to beat them is not to go after Scrooge. That is how all of Scrooge's villains fail.
Yeah.
They go after him, and he beats them. The way to win is to go after the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then he doesn't do that.
Yeah, because there's, technically a team after the kids, but, not really. It's not...
Not really?
Yeah.
It's not there's, one plane after them.
Mm-hmm.
And they crash on an island, and who cares?
Yeah.
Lunaris doesn't even mention them.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't, there's no, hey, Donald? I killed him.
Yeah.
As far as Lunaris knows, Donald died launching himself back to Earth. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't think to mention that? His whole plan was to lord the death of family over Scrooge. But Donald doesn't go mentioned. And, yeah, I mean, in that, Della should have been the one to fight Lunaris, not Scrooge. Scrooge has no connection to this guy. This is a literal stranger rocking up to Earth and being like, hey, I'm taking over.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah. That's why, that finale feels so, disconnected. I'm just like, wait.
Yeah.
What? Wait,
yeah,
what?
It's Scrooge learned about this invasion a day ago.
Yeah.
Why is he the one bearing the brunt of this invasion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, to make matters worse, like, it's Lance Reddick as the voice of Lunaris, so he sounds intimidating as hell the whole time. Great fucking voice. But yeah, I mean, as a villain, he fails in the end because he doesn't follow through with his actual smart, good plan. He doesn't even try.
Yeah, no, yeah, he just kind of sits there.
Yeah, and then fights Scrooge at the end, and I'm like, dude, you just said you weren't going to do this. Go try to kill the kids. That was your whole plan.
Yeah. I remember being disappointed, and I still am, for the same reasons that you've said.
Alright, what was our least favorite episode this season?
Golden Armory of Cornelius.
Yes! The Golden Armory of Cornelius Coote.
I literally remember us being like, can we skip this episode?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, we considered it. Like, I don't think we liked any aspect of it besides the... I loved Bouncer using the entire stagecoach.
Yeah.
I think stagecoach covered wagon as a disguise. The whole covered wagon. Big Time becoming Bug Time.
Mm-hmm.
Louis getting hit in the stomach with a shovel. I think that was it.
Yeah. And the rest of it, I'm just like, I don't want this. I don't care for it. And
I like the mention of Cornelius Coote because obviously that's a pretty deep cut comic book reference.
Yeah.
But
I think we were just like, you guys set up like this fun lore that you could have gotten into, but you like barely do it. And also, it has that problem again of the triplets not caring about like
a big
heritage.
family secret family family, the family legacy. Like, you were related to the guy that founded this town. You founded the city. Like, why don't you care? And they only care at like every so often, like they'll care at like weird inopportune moments. Like, you shouldn't care that much about this. You should have cared more about the other thing.
And, like, I get that it's Webby's thing to, like, care about legacy, but also, like, the kids should also care.
Yeah.
Because they're directly involved in this.
Yeah, like, Webby has Della's old journal. Like, did the boys not want that? Like, should you give it back to Della? Like, it's probably kind of personal.
Yeah.
Cornelius Coote did not like it.
No. I'm seeing that it's sandwiched between two really good episodes.
What is it? What are the ones?
The Nightmare on Kilmotor Hill and Typhoon.
Whoa. Jesus.
Oops.
Hey there, Editor Anna here, coming at you live from the future of me currently editing this podcast episode. As usual, we spoke a little bit longer than usual, so we ended up splitting our retrospective episode into 2 retrospective episodes. So tune back in next week for the rest of our look back at season 3 of DuckTales and our Q&A portion of our episode, in which we'll answer all of the questions we received from you, the listeners. If you've been listening to our previous episodes, you know that we have a Patreon now. If you would like to support us in that small way, we have $1, $3, and $5 tiers. And we wanted to thank our first 3 patrons, Ashley, Thomas, and Travis. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast and for donating. And finally, as usual, you can find us on Twitter. That is our primary social media. From there, you can also find links to our store, our Patreon, our Tumblr, and our email. So, without further ado, saludos amigos, and thank you.
Saludos amigos.